FCM former employee 9 Musondamu Anakashi. Come seek and clean this dirt. God bless you. All right. All right. Good evening, Mr. President. Who is the president of NDC, and what is the difference between a consultant and president? Anyway, continue the same spirit. We might cross over soon as people to NDC. Please open the branches in Lusaka, Chipata, Mandevo constituency. Please answer my questions, Mr. President / consultant, RP in Lusaka. Thank you very much. We love you, CK. Go in all towns on the Copper Belt for a serious recruitment, please. MK Ace in Kalurushi. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Dr. CK. You have a representation in Parliament. It's always being cheated. You cry like Arabi did in 2011. Zambians, we are not fools. MMD is leading PF to sinking like Titanic. Lusambo does not mean well to PF because it's still MMD. Not indicate where it's coming from. Okay, maybe it's a continuation. I beg to be corrected. Who won between Kambwili and the NDC candidate, whose name I don't even know. It seems the winner is not that pronounced. Are people going to hold Kambwili accountable? It's the engineer MP. I'm left wondering. Mr. President, talk about abandoned Chinsali bus station and Matumbo Choma Road. We are waiting for you to come and complete it for them. CN from Shuangandu. Mr. Kambwili, congratulations for teaching PF a lesson. Mr. Kambwili, are you going to partner with Mr. HH in 2021 or you will stand alone? Emmanuel from Ndola. Thank you very much. Let's take at least 3 more messages before we give chance to our guests to answer some of them. I don't know which main road you have done, sir, because the main road from Pakamana through Ron to Mpatamatu is not done once in Kitwe. Okay, Mr. Kambwili, you were part of the same government. I wish you can form a government with Harry Kalaba, not UPND. Try to sell your party in Northwestern Province. That's coming from Piri. Thank you. Let's take 2 more.
Too much.
Just 2 more, I'm sure. Dr. Kambwili, please work hand in hand with President HH and Honorable Kalaba to remove the PF in government. Please, Watata Kambwili, to Anakana PF. 2021, quarterly impisha. But I can imagine 2021 PF Bakadila K from Kitwe. Thank you very much. Last one. Dr. Kambwili, there are rumors in PF that they want you back to PF. How ready are you, doctor, to go back to PF, WMO in Kalumbila? I'm sure we can answer those messages. Maybe we start with the last one. I did ask you, but I can also quote one member, the former Patriotic Front member. I mean, she's back in PF, Rachel Chileshe. She said last week that please go back to PF and correct things. Forget about the differences you had with the president and the party itself for the benefit of the founding father of the party. Maybe we start with the last message.
First and foremost, like I've said, I think it's a little bit too late. It's water under the bridge. And the damage that has been done to PF cannot be corrected. The best way is to go the NDC route with genuine PF members. This PF is no longer the PF. It is MMD in big capital letters and PF in small letters. This party has been destroyed by President Edgar Lungu, his leadership and his style of running affairs. Look, first and foremost, just look at who is the Secretary General of PF. Today they were saying those people who were insulting me are not PF cadres. You remember there was another insults against me in songs. It's also trending on social media. Right at the Secretariat, showing even the portrait of President Edgar Lungu, portrait of President Michael Sata, and portrait of Inonge Wina. Right at the Secretariat, they were singing songs of insulting me in the presence of Davis Mwina. And today they can tell us that those are not PF cadres. And you want me to go to PF. PF is beyond redemption. PF is beyond redemption. The earlier the genuine PF members realize that let's unite and regroup to achieve what we wanted to achieve under PF in NDC, the better.
Is your call to join NDC leadership only looking at genuine, in your own words?
No. All the peace-loving Zambians and those who would want to see development. But I'm appealing to those in PF who are genuine, because the others are not genuine. For instance, Lusambo. Can you say Lusambo is genuine PF? The man was insulting us, insulting Mr. Sata. Today is the one they are sending in the forefront to go to campaigns. And all he does, hooliganism.
Two things, Dr. Kambwili. You politicians do tell us that there are no permanent enemies,
but not
threats,
people like Lusambo.
But you also had a rough relationship.
Not people like Lusambo.
Let me remind you, you also had a rough relationship with your alliance partner.
I have never had any rough relationship with HH. The only thing is that at that time we had different ideologies.
That's the same thing with Lusambo and his previous.
If we are going to accept people like Lusambo with his hooliganism, jumping from one political party to the other on the basis that there are no enemies, we are not going to develop this country.
You also politicians tell us that
people like Lusambo must be extincted from the political scene if this country has to develop. The other question was that I should work with President HH and Kalab. I have no problems myself. I have said it and I want to say it again, that unity of purpose is important. I have no choice of who to work with. Anybody who is free to work with us, we can work together. Because all we are fighting for...
Apart from Bowman.
All we are... Not people like Bowman, excuse me. All we are fighting for. What will Bowman bring on the table that will improve the living standards of the people? Thuggery? No, we don't need such people. Somebody said, which roads have you done in Ron constituency? Because the main road to Mpatamato has not been done. The problem is we forget very fast. When I became MP in 2006, the road from town to Mpatamato, from Kapindula to Mpatamato, was impassable. It did not have potholes. It actually had swimming pools. It used to take 2 hours to travel from town to Mpatamato. The first project I did was to do that road from Kapindula up to Mpatamato. It is now damaged again. And I can tell you that it was already budgeted for under the Copperbelt Urban Road Rehabilitation. Money was found and allocated to that project. They delayed the implementation of that project because they knew that there was a pending by-election, so that they can come and use it against me. Even the surveyors came and did their surveys, and the contractor was China Enan. Together with that road, there is another 60 kilometers of roads to be done within Mpatamato, already budgeted for, already set. But they went and started the project from Chingola and Kitwe. They didn't want to start from Wansha deliberately, so that they can use it against me. So I want to tell the one who asked about the road that I did that road in 2007-8. It is now damaged again, and we need to redo it. What is this? Partners of that's going with Kalaba and them. Chinsali projects abandoned.
Sure.
Look,
that's
Chinsali bus station abandoned. This government has no money. They are broke. And for you to know that they are failures, some of the projects that President Michael Sata started have not been finished.
Right.
They are starting new projects.
You can just hold your thought there, Dr. Kambwili. We have a caller. Good evening. We have Gift Chileshe calling us from Kitwe. Good evening. And what is your contribution this evening?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chileshe, please go ahead and give us your contribution this evening.
I would like first to congratulate Dr. Kambwili for
yes, Mr. Chileshe.
I would like to congratulate
Okay, so
For winning the loan parliamentary, you have really proved that you are still a factor in Zambian politics. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
so I take it that's
Yeah, we're talking about the abandoned Chinsali bus station. You see, that's where you see the unreasonableness of this government. Most of the projects that were left by President Michael Satta's government have not been completed. Most of them have been abandoned, but they are starting on new projects. Now the question you ask is, why should you go and start a new project when you have not completed the other? Simple question is commissions. Because on these projects, they were not there when they were started. It's difficult for them to get commission. They want to start new projects where they're getting commissions. Because there's no reason why you can go and start new projects when the other projects have been abandoned because of no money. You go and start new projects. And you can see that this idea of hoodwinking people in their elections should come to an end. There are hospitals that have not been completed. Chilufya goes to do a groundbreaking ceremony for 3 hospitals in one town, Mansa. 3 hospitals. When you traverse this country, some of the towns, like new districts, don't even have a single hospital. You go and hoodwink the people, lie to them that you are going to build 3 more hospitals in Mansa, which has even got Mansa General Hospital. So you can see that it's chipante type of government, not knowing where you should take your money. And that's why we have ended up in so much debt, to the extent that most of our money is going to pay debt, and we have no money to use on the social front. Teachers today, salaries are being delayed. They recover money from teachers on behalf of the lending institutions. They don't onward transmit the money to lending institutions. As a result, lending institution cannot lend to teachers.
all right. Dr. Kambwili, can hold your thought. We have a caller. Good evening. Mr. Chiwera, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, what is your contribution this evening?
Good evening, Dr. Kambwili.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Yes, you can go ahead and give us your contribution.
Yes, Dr. Kambwili, I just want to congratulate you for the victory in loan. Job well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
And,
Please join us.
Looking forward for 2021.
Thank you very much. What we started is a revolution. And this revolution must go like bushfire.
I'm joining you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
That's just another congratulatory message. Yes, you were explaining government being broke. But anyway,
Yes.
Let me try to maybe ask you this, because you've been talking about the PF failing to have failed to govern the country according to people's expectations and the promises they were made. When you're talking of it is a failed government, what sort of failure are you talking about?
A lot.
Can we try to maybe
A lot.
some of the brief points?
Look, today, government is spending about 3 billion towards payment of debt that has been contracted carelessly. When we were telling them that you are over borrowing, they were saying the debt is sustainable. Now, in this year's budget, they budgeted that they were going to be spending about 1.5 billion on paying debt, because they budgeted 23 billion per annum to pay the debt. And they emphasized that foreign debt they were going to be paying about 1.5 billion. It has swelled to 3 billion without adding the local debt. Contractors, local contractors who have worked for this government have not been paid for years. These contractors have borrowed from banks. The banks are not having enough money to lend out for the development of this country, because the government is holding on to the money that they have not paid the contractors, who have not paid the banks. Civil servants today, like council workers, University of Zambia, and them, or let me just say grant-aided institutions, are not being paid their salaries. Some of them 6 months, some of them 3 months, some of them 4 months. Zampost. And they have become so pompous to the extent of telling off lecturers that if you are not comfortable with a delayed salary, you resign. What we expect is that the president must apologize to these employees and said, we are sorry, our citizens, our employees. We are delaying your salaries because we've got a problem. But you want to be pompous by telling them, if you are not happy, get out. Put a sock in it. Let's have a respect for our people. These people will now be failing to pay civil servants. There will be no salary increments for civil servants as long as PF is in government. I can rest assure you. If they can give a salary increment, it will be 1% to 2%. Mark my words. Now, the cost of living is going up. The salaries for the civil servant is constant. If government cannot pay its salaries on time and are failing to pay salaries, how about the private sector? They will follow suit. They will be saying, if government doesn't pay, who are we? So this is total failure of a government. There is no manufacturing base. We are a dumping ground. All we are seeing is the building of shopping malls. And when you go in these shopping malls, almost all the goods sold there are manufactured from outside. Even potatoes in ShopRite, Pick and Pay.
And everything, as you are saying, will change in an event you are president.
Imbwidi ni mbwidi.
What does that mean?
Imbwidi ni mbwidi.
What does that
Watch
mean?
the space. It simply means I am equal to the task. And I can transform this country for the better. I can transform this country for the better. And you know, when I become president, I want President Lungu to be alive, Lupia Banda to be alive, so that they can know that Zambia can be well governed.
Let's try to tackle one message that came through. What is your responsibility as consultant in NDC, and how does that differentiate? I mean, what's the difference? Consultant
in short,
and president.
Let me just make it
what's
short.
The connection?
It is this consultant who has built NDC from scratch. In case you want to know.
Okay.
It is this consultant who paid all the expenses for the registration of NDC. It is this consultant who appointed all the office bearers, including Musenge, as Secretary General. I hope that answers your question.
It is your party.
It is this consultant who has done all the things I've told you. So it is, that's why I said I don't want to talk about Musenge, who can say Kambwili must apply when Kambwili appointed him as Secretary General.
Maybe it's the position. Anyway, let's get to our inbox and see some of the messages that are coming through this week's edition. The Ron Victory, our guest, it's Dr. Chishimba Kambwili, National Democratic Congress consultant. So you are not president of the party? That is my question.
I am a consultant at the moment.
And presidential candidate?
Yes.
So who's president? There's no position, it's vacant?
There's no position of president
vacant?
yet. It is vacant.
Anyone can apply?
Until the Central Committee decides who becomes president.
Okay.
I am the consultant.
Let's get to the inbox. Evening, Honorable Kambwili. Please, we, the ordinary and common poor citizens, are looking up to you as the progressive opposition, the alliance to save us from this unprecedented suffering. Solidify the alliance, Joe Mulonda. Thank you very much, Joe, for that. I grew up in Wansha. This is my first time hearing a member of parliament saying he has worked, and this is CK needed. It's true. He has worked in Ron. Mr. Chishimba K, you are my president in 2021, concerned youth citizen in Dola Mushiri Bonana. Thank you very much. Honorable, you are the man. Will you be there for us Zambians as president with a cabinet of politicians or technocrats? Do you also call youths as leaders for tomorrow or leaders for today? Macha, a teacher. Okay, thank you very much. Roads in Ron were done during PF government. Why were you not following up the yellow book during MMD time? So don't cheat people that you can develop an area if you have no good relationship with the government. We want mature politics. Basike, are you ready to be a running mate to HH? Mwenya Musenge has said you should apply to join NDC. What is your take? GCK in Chilila Bombwe. Thank you. Do we have any other? Let's take 3 more at least. Dr. Kambwili, we thank God for the victory in Rwanda. This is a warning to PF that come 2021 PF kuya bebede, because PF thought they owned the people of Zambia. So I continue speaking for the people of Zambia and Donga from Livingstone. Thank you very much. As a person who has lived and worked in Luanshya for so long, I've only known one spokesperson for the miners. CK will even visit funeral houses apart from paying school fees for children. But Steve Chungu, Tatwabe Shiba, Mutale Musonda, Section 26 in Patamato in Luanshya. Thank you. Okay, that's our last. UPND/NDC is the way to go. Dr. Kambwili, just swallow your pride and become a running mate to HH. Zambians will support this move 200%. We are tired of their cadarism approach to national issues. Webi Kalima in Chingwala. Thank you, Webi. So let's try to mix two.
There's only one
that has come through, the issue of you being a running mate, you solidifying the alliance.
I have said the alliance is working very well. We are coordinating very well at the moment. But we have not discussed or reached a point where we say who is the running mate, who is going to be. In short, we have not come to an arrangement where we are saying we are going it as an alliance in the 2021 election, and this is the leadership. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. Somebody said
questioning your development agenda.
Somebody said the roads were done in PF government. Where were you not checking the yellow book when you were in the opposition?
Mm-hmm.
Get your facts right. Mm-hmm. Get your facts right. Running Patamato Road was done during MMD time. Some of the roads in Patamato were done during MMD time because I was following the yellow book. That's the answer. Then somebody said, what are you going to do about the future, about the youths? Youth are an integral part of the leadership of NDC, but they must be given jobs that suit them. You cannot go and get a youth. You cannot go and get a youth to lead the copper belt. Abantu abakalamba, abakote, abantu abakwete amano.
I'm taking it that you are against young people being...
No. They must be given the jobs that they deserve. Surely where you are, can you get a youth to be provincial chairman for Lusaka or Copper Belt?
So you mean
then you are serious?
You mean that? I mean,
excuse me.
Let me try to take you back.
Excuse me.
Let me try to take you back.
Yes.
I know we only have a few minutes to go. When this country got independence, we know that some of the leaders were very, very young. I mean, we are told that the Republican president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, was 44 years when Zambia became president.
Is that 44 years a youth?
I mean, we're talking, I know there were even younger people.
44 years a youth.
What is the problem with a young person being a leader?
It's because it doesn't show respect.
So you're not ready for youth leadership?
No. I am ready for youth. They will be given the responsibilities that they deserve.
What are those?
You cannot get a province like Copper Belt, Mwaicho and Nango Afulunga na Shani, Kuya Pelo Mwana Muno, not provincial chairman. You are already failing.
So young people to
you are already failing.
Young people to you.
No. There is provincial youth chairman for which a young person can lead. Provincial youth secretary. Those are the jobs for the youths. Provincial chairman. Muntu mukalamba uwa matured wingateka abantu pamo. Not umwaichi. Excuse me. And on that point I'll tell you that will kill. And we are PF tule minyanto visana mkopa belt because there is no leadership. Tule banyanto visana because there is no leadership. It's total ukwangala ukubuta pamansansa. That's what they are doing.
As you are doing that and your heart is bleeding.
I said my heart is bleeding to see the PF that we built being destroyed.
By you?
Not by me. By themselves.
You're saying that...
Am I the one who was giving money to people who are suffering? Am I the one who went to tell people that this man has not worked when he has worked? Am I the one who was giving meal? It is those acts that are destroying PF. Arresting opponents anyhow. Locking them up. Look how they bundled me in a vehicle. Police vehicle. From Lusaka to the Copper Belt, only to go and enter a Nole prosecute. because they knew that they were arresting me for no offense at all. They take me to court. They realize they had a weak case. There was no case at all. They enter a nolle prosequi. That is how they are destroying themselves.
We're almost closing, Dr. Kambwili. What are your final remarks? Anything
My final remarks to the people of Zambia is that if you want a better living, if you want an improved economy, deal with the people that understand these issues. Deal with the people that can bring glory to this country, not rhetoric. The journey that we started as NDC is a journey that we started as PF. Remember, PF got one member of parliament in Lupososh, but that did not bring an impact until they got one member of parliament from Kantanshi on the Copper Belt, and the party started burning like wildfire. Even today, the people of Ron have ignited the fire. Join us in this crusade to make sure that we defeat the mighty, mistake-oriented PF who have become so pompous that they don't care about the suffering of the people. The PF who are making us sleep without eating, without knowing what comes tomorrow. Today you wake up, minimum is 120. They open up the export of maize because they had maize themselves. You heard that Chitotela bought 4 million worth of maize from Katambo. They had maize themselves. Right. They wanted to export that maize. They open a window. After they export, they close. They don't even know how much maize is in the country.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we have to end here. Thank you very much.
Civil servants, no salary increments.
There's always, I mean, like you did say that when you start beginning and outlining some of the mistakes the country is facing, we can spend the whole night and the whole day. But since we
these
don't
are
have time,
failures,
we can end here. But thank you very much for making an appearance. I really
thank you very much.
Sure. So
remember, PF for failures. All
right. Thank you very much.
Narimi Papa won sekuron and learn a lesson. If Kambwili is popular, let's see. So who is popular between you and Kambwili? Shame.
All right, thank you very much. So this week's edition, we were discussing the Ron victory, as well as we did digress to talk about a number of other issues. Our guest for this week was National Democratic Congress consultant, Dr. Chishimba Kambwili. My name is Alexander Musogotwane. Oxygen of Democracy is back next week. Blessed evening and blessed week to you. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which one?